Are you Cotton 215?
Yes.
And it's Artie Podcast because I'm just doing this via Instagram.
No, Artie Quitter.
Well, Artie Quitter, but it's Artie Podcast.
The podcast, some random person.
Yeah, that's not really.
That's some guy who just said that.
Oh, I
name.
thought that was you.
No.
Okay, then. But still, somebody does it. It doesn't hurt.
I mean, get with it. Don't you read Variety?
That's called.
It is confusing. I think it's us when I see it. I'm like, oh, shit.
SoundCloud account is
How come you have so many fans in Denmark? We have to talk about that.
We do. My God, we are huge.
Denmark?
And I was driving in today and I heard the Sour Shoes impersonation.
A lot of
No, I heard it's amazing.
You didn't hear it?
No, I haven't heard
low.
it.
Am I low?
First
Can you
of
hear me?
all, he used to, we'll talk
He's
about
got
that.
your
can hear
laugh
me now.
down, like, because it's a call-in.
We'll talk about
I can hear me now.
If I'd tuned in halfway through, I would have been like,
that. Yeah.
On Instagram, y'all don't use the Artie Quitter on Instagram?
I don't know.
what?
It just went down. I unfollowed.
Well, I just put things on Instagram and then it goes
I don't know. Dan, do we? Maybe Dan knows. I don't know.
Do you have an Instagram?
on Instagram.
Does the show have
You
an
got rid of
Instagram?
it?
We don't have an Instagram. Oh, we used to have it?
Yeah, I used to have it.
We used to have it.
No, you don't know what you're talking about.
It used. I thought. I'm sorry. There's somebody. A lot of people are following Artie Quitter.
Let's go to the show.
Jesus
This is
Christ.
one of those Chris questions that.
What? All right. What do you mean?
It wasn't a Chris. It was an Instagram question about Artie.
No, is the answer. I answered it.
All right. Okay.
And we're rolling.
The answer is no.
The answer is officially no.
What? Why are we rolling? Welcome to the most unsuccessful podcast in the history of broadcasting, the Artie Quitter Podcast.
I have a podcast.
That's more.
This is still technically, if you run the numbers, technically less successful. I'll
Pound
show
for
it to
pound.
I'll have my accountant call you. But I'll prove it to you. We're here. We're here with all the gang. Back from a very, very inspiring vacation. I ended my vacation with a gig in Detroit.
Wow.
Very, very fun. Actually, not even Detroit. Warren, Michigan, at the Andiamo showroom.
That is the whipped cream on the dog shit.
Let me tell you something. First of all, Gino Bisconti's here.
Hey, boo.
Gino brought broccoli rabe from his aunt.
As promised.
Very nice.
Of course.
And, of course, Chris Cotton. Chris,
Yeah.
what's up? How are you?
I don't know. I'm asking the wrong questions at the wrong time.
Chris got Dan Filato, our producer, very mad. Chris made the mistake of thinking we had an Instagram account on the show and said it out loud. Dan very, very quickly to go to an angry voice and say, Dan, why did that make you so mad? Is it Chris's?
I don't know what I did.
Is it Chris in general that you don't like, or the question?
I don't like him.
All right, dude, that works.
That's all right. Well, Dan doesn't
makes
like anybody.
Well, let me tell you, I've seen 3 pictures of Chris on Instagram, and it's just a waste of an application.
It's a long question. I want to get the show started.
Oh, okay.
Oh, fuck you!
Well, you can't listen. So Dan is being efficient with time, which I have to. Now I have to support him, Chris. I'm sorry. No, I know, and I have to go to Dan's camp because Dan's trying to be efficient with our time. I'm sorry.
All right.
I mean, okay. So the answer is no. We don't have an Instagram account. Chris did a big show for the Shriners this weekend.
Oh, good times.
Yeah.
Did you?
No,
Oh.
it was.
You said Shriners, right?
Yeah, it was for Shriners. I mean, for the cause, it was
Shriners
good.
or Shiners?
Shriners.
I
Oh,
thought you
Jesus
did a family
Christ. Jesus.
And
Gene.
of course, Flip is here. James Flippin behind the dish, big Met fan, 8 in a row. James, how about those Mets? Do you have any comments on the Mets and about how great they're doing? It's
5 against actual baseball teams.
It's becoming a Met town.
The games against the Phillies, as Gino pointed out, should probably count as like a half game. But
Well, they count as whole
but
games.
we've
my
been
friend.
there. We've been
Yeah.
there.
Oh, yeah. No, please.
You got 8 games, man. I
And
mean,
it's
they're good.
great,
They look
but-
good.
But they got 2 key guys injured yesterday.
All right, well, it's
Fucking
over.
Who
bullshit.
got hurt? I didn't even see it.
It's
The
over.
catcher and their lefty out of the bullpen.
Did you hear about Matt Harvey's car accident?
No, I
I'm
missed
just
that.
kidding. I'm kidding.
It was a bullpen. It was a bullpen
Did you see
car
the
accident.
genuine fear in my face?
It was a bullpen car accident. It should
The
be
Mets
fine.
are the Mets. Well, maybe it's over. I'm hoping it is. No. Listen. I want the Mets. City Field's a great stadium, and it deserves, some sort of playoff run.
Yeah.
So the gang's all here. I have to address. People have been going crazy on Twitter with me about this guy Sour Shoes on Stern doing an impression of me. I got to give you first of all. I'll give you the Sour Shoes history if you're new to the Stern Show. Sour Shoes was a guy who used to, when we worked at the old studio at 40 West 57th Street, he would crazy people would show up every once in a while. And I'll never forget this. The creepiest thing that ever happened, this 400-pound kid who said he was from like Pittsburgh, it was he had a shirt on that didn't fit him. It was an August morning, really humid, and he followed me into the revolving doors. into the building where the studio was, and there's a security guard not doing anything, just sitting there, and of course, like Howard went in a different entrance, but he got into the same bay of the revolving door.
The
with
same
me.
one with you.
Yeah, and because he was a huge guy, and I'm not the exactly Callista Flockhart either, it stopped. It made the revolving door stop. We got it stuck, so we're. And his stomach touched my back, and I had a small T-shirt on. His stomach was sweaty, and I felt his sweaty stomach touch my back.
I'll take that broccoli Rob now.
And this is what the kid said to me. He went, "Oh, sorry, I got into the same bay with you." He goes, "I always do that." I said, "You always do this?"
The delicious creepy factor.
Yeah, he goes, "Yeah, I always do." And I said, "Well, can I just?" So then we shuffled. You have to do that shuffle.
Oh yeah.
Shuffled around, and the security guard asked him to leave. But Sour Shoes was a guy who literally, I thought he was like a homeless person. He would show up in rollerblades and a first baseman's glove. And every once in a while he has this ability to do voices. He does incredible impressions. But he has a psychological problem where he can't leave the house. He's probably like 40 now, maybe older.
Agoraphobic?
Yeah, he's that. Well, I mean, he clearly could leave a little while because he came to the studio, but he lives with his mom.
It's amazing.
And there were crazy stories where he used to eat his own shit or something. I don't know what, some crazy shit. But he would bake, or his mother would bake like ziti, and he would give me. I was Italian, so he would be standing in front of the door to get into the building of the Stern Show with picture this, rollerblades, a first baseman's glove, and in the first baseman's glove a bowl of baked ziti.
I wouldn't need it.
Stop it.
And he would give it to me, and I was afraid of him. So I go, "Thank you." He goes, "You have to try this. I know you're Italian." And he would talk in a real high voice. He could change his voice, like Robin Williams or something.
Right.
So he has a talent.
Have you ever tried the baked
Okay,
ziti?
so he gave me the baked ziti, and Gary taught me a lot about the Stern Show and Crazy Fans. I brought it up, and I was going to try to be nice and taste it and talk on the air because he was a super fan. I said, "Gary, a guy in front gave me the ziti." Gary took it without even looking at me, threw it in the
Exactly.
threw it in the garbage can, and he goes, "That's what we do. We don't eat any fan stuff." And I said, "Yeah, that makes total sense." So I don't know if Sour Shoes ever heard that because I lied to him and said we ate it because I was afraid of the guy. So then he started calling the show, and he would do impressions of a lot of people on the show. And over the years, people would try to do an impression of me. It was never really that great. But then, while I was still on the air, he started calling in as me, and it is by far the best impression of me I've ever heard. Because they say when someone does an impression of you, it's hard for you to
Tell because you sound
yeah,
different
right,
to
exactly. You don't understand that it's so good.
Right.
His was so good, especially on the phone, that
You thought you called it.
I mean, yeah, I want him to maybe come in for me so I could not work with. That's how good it was.
Right.
And it was always impressive. So, of course, when I was on heroin, I used to call in sick all the time and lie. And I would be in withdrawals, and I would be, talking like, "I got a fever. I can't come in." And I would be laughing. And they would play it on the air. So now, of course, I think he's calling in like that, which sounds really funny. But people keep asking me if I heard it. Yeah, I've heard Sour Shoes do it.
Oh, he's going through a litany of food your mom made you. She came with the meatballs and then he just gobble. And I'm sitting there like dying. It's like a punch, and every time you think he's done, the spinach ravioli. I'm dying.
No, he's a guy. It's almost a sad story because he's a guy that if he could get it together psychologically.
Well, that's 90% of the super fans.
I guess. Well, I don't know if he, but no.
Oh,
but
no,
this
you're
guy's
right.
got a talent that's really a talent.
Yeah, I
Like,
didn't let you finish. If he could get it together
if he
psychologically,
could get it
he
together
do it.
psychologically, he can not only move out of the house and get a job at a gas station. He could be an entertainer because I forget who else. I think he used to do Steve Langford, the old news guy.
They were saying today that he does Pharrell amazing.
He does a perfect Pharrell
Yeah.
too. The sports radio guy who I love. Pharrell's a good guy, and yeah, he does a perfect Pharrell too.
Yeah.
He could be an impressionist,
And he does a great Gary, of course.
He does Gary, and he could actually like do voiceover work. I think.
Oh, without a doubt.
But every once in a while, because again, I was afraid of him. I started talking to him. I go, you don't want to engage him, but you're like, "How you doing?" Blah blah blah. And he would, "Hi, Artie," something like that. Hey, he would like Robin Williams. He would do like free association or something. So I hope he's better. It's just what depressed me about those calls is they're so brilliant, but they're probably coming from inside his mom's house where she's downstairs crying.
I didn't know he was another guy that couldn't leave the house.
I think he's one of those guys that can only leave for short periods of time.
Is it me, or would Benji be that if he wasn't on the stage show?
Not Benji. Benji gets a bad rap. Benji is
Annoying.
He's a funny guy. Listen, man, I sat next to Benji for 8 years. That fucker, Howard uses 99% of what that kid writes. Okay, so Howard's not going to use shit stuff. When Benji writes a joke and puts it in that joke camp thing, that Jackie thing, Howard uses it almost every time. And it's not easy to write in Howard's voice. I sucked at it. I couldn't do it. Freddie does it great. But, Benji's a normal guy. He just gets a bad rap because he's also crazy.
Yeah.
But he's an entertainer on some level. So I want to give Sour Shoes a shout out and answer people on Twitter. Yes, I have heard it. I heard it years ago. It's not a new thing, but I hope he's left the house a little more. And I hope he gets an agent because he is a talented kid. Okay, a couple of things we got to talk about. Listen, I did stand up in Detroit. Again, the people of Michigan, I love you. This On the Alamo showroom was great. It was like a sold-out show, good room. And I did a lot of Italian stuff. But that's, I think, a big mob area. And, I responded to a couple of hecklers. And, Gino, Chris, I don't know if you've been there, too. He's like, you're afraid you insulted a mafia guy? That happened a couple of times. Because this was, I went, whoa, what did I just do?
Hey, smart. Did they yell smart guy back? Hey, you think you're funny, smart guy?
I think the scariest type of mob guy is that Chicago, Detroit, Midwestern, like the casino accent that Joe Pesci does, like that. Come here, you jag-off. Is going to start a fucking beef with this broad back in fucking Kansas City. I'm fucking the Jew's wife. I should have never fucking got involved with this fucking broad. That's how they talk. You cocksucker, jag-off. What's your fucking problem? Like that Chicago mob thing, I think is very scary. Like, in Casino, when the guy gets killed in Costa Rica at the end, they're afraid he's going to come out. The montage right before they kill Pesci.
Oh, okay.
They
just beat him with a bat.
Well, no, they find him and shoot him with a gun.
Oh yeah, around the pool.
By the pool.
Right. Sorry.
The two hitmen, and he just goes, "Where you going, jag-off?"
And shoots him like 9 times.
Jag-off. Yeah, it shoots him right in the head. But so that's what I was. Because I fuck with a guy's wife and then him, and then it's like, so it's his wife, and all I need is the chick on the way home bitching in the car. And then he goes, "Oh yeah, maybe we should fucking kill this guy. Let's just send a guy over to the Marriott. Let's send a guy over to the Marriott. It's probably where the fat fucker's staying. That's where all the fuckers stay. These fucking entertainers making fun of my microphones. Who gives a shit if they fucking go out? I spent a lot for this fucking system. What, do you got a fucking beef?" When Pesci and Frank Vincent in Casino think the FBI's reading their lips, so they put the... Who the fuck is this guy? I think Scorsese just sent an extra to walk across. He goes, "Who the fuck is this guy? Who the fuck? I'm fucking this Jew's wife. I should have never got involved with the fucking Jew's wife. I swear. He's going to start a fucking beef with this." And Sharon Stone keeps going, "I will go to the cops. I'm going to the cops." He's like, "All right, honey, take care. All right, take care. That's fine, honey. Okay." Yeah, this fucking Brad. I got to kill this fucking Brad. I've known this guy 35 fucking years. I'm going to fucking kill him. Because of you. Why don't you kill him? I've known this guy 35 fucking years. I'm going to fucking kill him because of you. The fucking bosses in Kansas City. Anyway.
I didn't know you had the Pesci in you.
I don't have I did a couple of shitty Joe Pesci impressions at Mad TV, but not like you see that guy like Jim Brewer do it. It's the best impression I've ever seen in my life. Yeah. But no, when he does the Chicago thing, you can do it a little better. You just got to add the Spilatro. I got a fucking you want some Italian beef? So have you ever had a problem with those type of mob guys doing gigs? Well, you've never worked outside of Pittsburgh. Right?
I can't get west of Pittsburgh. We did Chicago together.
We did Chicago?
No, not Chicago. Excuse me. I meant Detroit.
Oh,
when are you doing Milwaukee?
That's right. We did Detroit together.
That's right.
And I took you to L.A. My God, a waste of money.
God damn it.
I mean, no, you made the shows better, but I could have got there's comedians in L.A., I believe. I've Googled it.
You were dumb. Yeah, and you were regretting it when you just had us tag team and you had Stuttering John bring you up.
Dude, when the hole I had to dig out that John created on fucking stage, I would have rather have seen you than Elle Macpherson.
That wasn't you. That was just them. Just everyone tag team and then Stuttering John.
I got a fucking beef with this guy. It's fucking Jew blood.
I gotta know
35
exactly
years.
what you said. Tell me what you said.
Me? Nothing. I said no, everything he said. I just kept saying no.
Play that again. Listen to Pesci in the beginning.
I gotta know exactly what you said. Tell me what you said.
Me?
What a scary motherfucker.
Oh, God.
We came out here to rob. Let's rob.
Swear ya? I know the fucking guy 35 years. I'm gonna fucking whack him for you.
I know the guy 35. I'm gonna whack him for you. That's what pussy does. See what
That's
pussy
what fucking
does?
women do.
That's what pussy fucking does. He makes you whack a guy you know 35 fucking years. See, he was starting to lose his mind. He knew that they needed De Niro because that De Niro character died an old man. You know why? He fucking set the odds. The guy had a real skill that the mob needed.
Yeah.
Pesci was just a psychopath. They had a million of those guys. Pesci was a guy willing to shoot a guy in the head. They could get another guy to do that. That Ace Rothstein guy was a real fucking guy, man. He said, I mean, think about how close they are with those lines in Vegas, man. Isn't that crazy?
We were talking about it with your guy from the Win. Like the NCAA tournament, they were all spot on.
Yeah. No, it's when it's like it's Super Bowl especially.
Oh, Jesus Christ, I can't.
The under overs. I mean, that's a real skill. Those guys study that shit, and that's how they make money. Because the closer, the better. You want it to be. If the spreads are not legit, it's bad for business.
Yeah.
You know, it's like hustling somebody in pool. A real hustler just beats them and makes them come back for more. You know, that's what it is. You don't kill a guy. You don't fucking kill a guy.
35 years, you know.
You know, 35 fucking years I know this guy? I'm gonna whack him for you, pussy. You fucking tender trap.
Well, then have him killed and get it over
Hey,
with.
don't be such a fucking smart ass, will ya?
Why don't we just play the soundtrack from this movie?
Oh, I love when a chick gets out of line. I love when a chick gets out of line with a mob guy. Why don't you just kill him? What the fuck are you talking about? You ever say the wrong thing around a guy who may or may not be in the mob, and you say something that they obviously do, and they pretend like you're making it up? Why don't you know a bookie? What's a bookie? What are you fucking talking about?
Nothing.
I never even heard of a bookie.
Then you shit your pants. A
Are you
little,
suggesting I bet on sports? Why don't you break his legs? Break his fucking. Who's this guy? What the fuck you listen to Mr. Show for? Break it? You think I ever broke a guy's fucking leg? I don't break legs. You watch too many fucking movies. Martin Borsese over here. Francis Ford Coppola wants me to fucking do a hit for him. Why don't you kill him? Kill him! What are you fucking talking about? Yeah, I forgot we went to the. Our Detroit crowd was a little younger. This was an older crowd.
That was a fun crowd. The Detroit show. It really was.
They actually, I think the guy in the front was a doctor because, of course, I did the set and I almost passed out. I ended up in the hospital for 9 days, and a guy in the front row at the Detroit show was kind enough to say, "You look like shit" to me.
Or maybe he just had eyes and he was closest.
You look like shit, Artie.
Maybe.
Can you sign my book? You fat fuck.
Hey, try not to bleed from the eyes onto the fucking cover.
Hey, you sweaty sausage. You're sweating like a sausage.
This hepatitis stain is actually Artie's. It's going to double the value of the book on eBay.
Before you piss blood, could you sign my book? You fat fucking urinary tract having prick.
Oh, my God.
Sign my book, you fat slob. Don't get any shit on it either. You fucking disgusting fucking faggot slob.
Oh, God.
This is the Midwestern version of Twitter, Tony. You fucking asshole. You suck. Your podcast sucks. I can't believe I'm paying $6.95 for this shit. They all suck.
A podcast.
Can't understand catting. Who the fuck is Gino Bisconti? Broccoli robbed from his fucking aunt. Who gives a shit?
You're welcome.
Yeah, fuck you. Fuck you too. Yeah, I remember when you used to be funny, you fucking fat motherfucker. Oh, yeah. This is at Artie's disgusting bloated pancreas. I'm a big fan, you fat fuck. How come you're not funny anymore? You suck dick. You fucking fruit.
Did you have a tough weekend on Twitter, buddy? You have a tough little Twitter. I actually muted
Why do I
you.
follow you? You sucking fucking fat fuck.
I actually muted the first person I've ever muted on Twitter.
I muted everybody.
I've never blocked, because if I block the assholes, I'll have 2 followers.
They don't know if you mute them just because this one person was
unmuted
just
everybody.
and they're negative energy. Everything they do.
Negative energy ain't the word.
Oh, it's just like, what is wrong with you? And I didn't realize you had so many followers in Denmark or
Well,
something.
listen, of course I do. Listen, you're talking to a very big star.
Of course he's in Denmark. He's fucking huge, you prick. Go back to the VFW, you cocksucker.
Oh, it was.
How are you hot in Denmark?
I don't know.
I don't know. Big Legos.
I bought hash there.
Big lady.
I've always complimented the hash in Denmark. I have. There
you go.
Yeah,
You've never said there's anything rotten.
We got a beef over there. Oh, very good.
See what I did there? Little Shakespeare.
Twitter's going to love that one.
I tell you, that biscotti, that rotten in Denmark, I didn't see that one coming. That's a fucking surprise right there. This kid, out of nowhere, whack, great joke. Bam, right in your face.
You gotta want it. You gotta be on the balls of your feet.
Out of nowhere. Just when you thought he's a fucking hack. Whoa! He hits you with an original.
Yeah, they are brutal. They're brutal.
And they think they're hilarious.
Oh yeah,
listen, we're all brutal on Twitter, but we do it not in anonymity. You know us.
Right.
They're in
Well,
their
they know
mother's
you.
fucking basement in Nebraska. And they're giving me shit about my life. Get out of the basement, you cocksucker.
Why don't you just kill him? You could have him killed, right?
Fucking kill him! Are you okay? What? Don't be such a fucking smartass, huh? I'm gonna kill this guy. He's followed me on Twitter for 2 fucking years. I'm gonna have him fucking killed. I'm gonna kill Gunner for you. I'm gonna kill at Chelsea's ass for you.
Oh, I just tweeted, Artie, and I tweeted back no. I just said no. I tweeted no.
I'm gonna kill Rick in L.A. for you.
Rod from Bayside, he's just giving me a lot of crap.
Rod from Bayside, I've known him for 3 years on Twitter.
Why don't you just kill him on
The guy
Twitter?
fucking follows me. Fired your Artie? You want me to fucking kill that Fired your Artie? You know how many times the guy's retweeted my shit? He's favorited 8 of my fucking tweets. I'm gonna kill him for you, cocksucker.
Oh my God.
It's terrible.
It's a fun week on Twitter. It's a good time.
Yeah, no, it really is scary. Sometimes they make threats, too, where you go, should I call the FBI? Or I should call Nicky Spilatro. That's what I should call.
Keep that motherfucker here. Keep him here. Keep Gunner here. Keep him here.
I'm sorry I ruined your floor, Artie.
Oh, yeah. The best part about that's Goodfellas when they killed Billy Bats. The best part about that scene is when Billy Bats goes, wreck my fucking party.
I'm telling you.
Party, it's two party hats and the guy you went to high school with.
But how about Artie? How about when Pesci loses his mind, beating him up, and then for a split second he's like, I'm sorry I ruined your floor.
Sorry, I didn't mean to get blood on your floor.
Oh, and he's so upset about it.
I didn't mean to get blood on you. Henry, get the door.
Oh, I'm sorry I didn't mean to get blood on your floor.
The face De Niro makes when he's kicking him, he looks like, oh my God, looks like the Pillsbury Doughboy. We got to get it out of there tonight. So anyway, yeah, so Twitter. But anyway, so I was in Detroit.
That's right. That was
Yeah. And a guy who's going to be on later in the week is a writer for Yahoo Sports. His name is Dan Wetzel, and he's a really good guy, a really good writer. And I'm going to have him on later in the week to talk about this. He's based in Detroit, but he writes for Yahoo, so he travels around. He was on my DirecTV show a lot, and a great friend of mine, good friend of the show. Anyway, he covered the Aaron Hernandez trial for Yahoo.
Oh, wow,
He was
okay.
in the fucking courtroom the whole day. Do any of you guys know, like, the full fucking details about Aaron Hernandez?
I think I do.
It is the scariest shit. He is without question the most batshit crazy, the most dangerous, evil, real sort of borderline serial killer, crazy person sports has ever seen. And it's the most disappointing thing ever. He just got convicted for killing this one guy. And he's up for another couple of murders. They have his DNA now. Cops in Boston think with his DNA could link him to like maybe 12 murders.
I heard about that.
Are you serious?
He's the kind of guy. Okay, the one thing you don't really have to prove with the prosecution is motive, because that's the one. Like they're going, why? He just signed a $40 million contract. He caught a touchdown pass in the Super Bowl. Okay, why would he shoot a guy?
Right.
Okay, because he's Joe Pesci in Goodfellas. Because a psychologist will testify and go, there are people who are such sociopaths with violent tendencies that, like Pesci and Goodfellas, say fuck you in a card game, he shoots you in the face.
Yeah.
They're saying Aaron Hernandez was the kind of guy that if you dissed him in a club, he would shoot you in the head.
He shot a guy in the face that testified.
Right.
Because he said
That's one of the stories.
at the strip club they didn't pay. They left and
They argued over the tab.
And so Aaron Hernandez paid it, but then when he went to get in his car, he shot him in the
Well, listen. Okay, this is why.
face.
See, Dan knows. I'm going to have Dan on, and I'm going to paraphrase what he
that's
said
a
to
must
me.
listen then.
Okay, I'm going to paraphrase what he said because
That is-
you know what the general public might know. And Chris, I don't know what you've heard about it, but it okay. First of all, did you guys watch the sentencing? Did you guys watch
No.
the verdict and stuff?
No.
On ESPN? It's so sad because the guy who he killed, his mom spoke, and she was so eloquent. I felt so bad for her. She knows
Lloyd.
a piece. Odin Lloyd. His mother forgave him. I mean, I don't know how a woman gets to be that peaceful. God bless her. She's a better person than me. But, Aaron Hernandez's mom was crying. His fiance's crying. His fiance is up for perjury now, but she got got off on that because she testified, blah, blah, blah. She lied. She probably hid the gun. They never found the murder weapon. His mother's crying. He ruined all these people's lives. Odin Lloyd's brothers, sister spoke. It's just the saddest fucking thing you've ever seen in your life. And it's a mandatory sentence. It was with violent intent, murder, and first degree. He's never seen the light of day.
Thank God.
But that story you're talking about, okay, they're at a club in Boston. This is after Aaron Hernandez was about to sign a $40 million contract. Like, you're out of the hood, man. He grew up in a rough area, a lot of gangs, but you're out. Your mom's gonna die in Malibu. you're out, man. You're partying on private jets with Tom Brady
Never
and
have to.
Giselle fucking Bundchen. You're done.
Never
That's
looking back.
it. Yeah, right. Never looking back either. I'm getting the fuck out of Bristol. You've done it. Okay. After all that happens, he's in a fucking club. He gets into an argument over the bill. First of all, he's with three guys who are all thugs, bad records. They argue they want to split the bill 4 ways. Okay. Anyway, they end up figuring that out. They get in the car. They're driving away. Hernandez is already mad at this guy for dissing him in the club about the bill.
Right.
The guy left his cell phone at the club. Says to Aaron Hernandez, can we go back? And your friend says, I left my cell phone. Hernandez goes, fuck you, I'm not going to get your cell phone. So that's the kind of dickhead he was.
Right.
So now the kid is in the front seat with Hernandez, and he starts saying, fuck you, I don't give a fuck who you are. So he disrespects him more. Hernandez gets more and more mad. As they drive, the kid passes out in the front seat from being drunk. Hernandez can't deal with the fact that the kid disrespected him like that.
Did he draw a dick on his forehead?
Well, that's what I would have done. That's what he should have done. He'd still be in the NFL.
Not to mention, if he's asleep now, Hernandez probably feels like a bitch because
Right.
he's chauffeuring this guy around.
Okay, so listen to what happens. So he gets more and more mad. No, you're right. That's a good point. That looks into this guy's psyche. He's a lunatic. Okay, he pulls in. Now it's like 7 in the morning. He pulls into like this John Deere dealership where it's like a big factory. And
How do you remember these
well, because
specifics? I love it.
because Dan just told me the story. So this is how the guy wakes up. He wakes up because he feels a cold gun, a 9mm, on his face.
We've all been there.
On his eye. Well, maybe you have.
Hello, breakfast.
Chris has been there, of course. Me and Gina are lying. We've all been, of course, Chris. We've all been. Our friend is all. Well, we've all had a 9mm in our eye.
Do you think he opened his eye? Go, no, he's drawing a dick on my face.
Yeah, right. So that's how the kid wakes up. He sees the gun. Hernandez shoots him in the eye. Shoots him in the fucking eye.
Yeah.
And thinks he's dead. Now, Hernandez and the other two creeps that are in the back seat with him go around the side, drag him out of the car, throw him, leave him there for dead. Guys are just getting to work at the John Deere dealership and see the guy laying there, and that's how they saved him. The guy's wearing a patch now, but he was able to testify. He's going to testify because he witnessed, he thought he was going to die. Aaron Hernandez shot the guy in the eye because he said "fuck you" in a club. I mean,
How is that not up for attempted murder? I mean, I know this is
no.
true.
He's going to be tried for all of this.
But how come it never was before? I mean,
Because
just blows my mind.
a lot
is
of
all I'm
people,
saying.
there
Not
wasn't
trying to-
enough to arrest him. Because here's what this guy said.
Not
Oh,
enough
he
to
probably
arrest him.
didn't. He probably didn't report.
The other guy was so gangster. He said, "I'm going to blackmail him."
Oh, okay.
He said, "Listen, I'll dummy up, but now this, and this is going to happen."
Get your money and then let me.
Oh, duh.
Exactly
Okay,
right.
that's so obvious
Exactly
when you say
right.
it. Okay,
Which
I'm a
is
dope. I'm a dope.
Again, the guy we talked about this, the cop in South Carolina, that kid who took the video, the black guy running away, who just got shot in the back.
Yeah.
Like that cop is so blatantly wrong, going away forever. A cop like that going to prison, not gonna be a fun life. Like if that kid had the same attitude as this guy with Hernandez, he could have went to him and said, "Look, how much?"
Stealing 8 bullets
what
from a
wouldn't,
cop.
What wouldn't that cop give that kid?
Yeah, you're right.
The kid, I have your life in my hand. You
Yeah.
know? but it never works, and especially nowadays, it all gets out. So that is what Aaron Hernandez is. And then there's another story where he shot 2 guys in front of a club. Just shot them because they were just disrespecting him. It's a level of crazy that a lot of people don't understand, and he lied to Kraft, of course. Kraft testified against him.
That's what ended up killing him, screwing him, they said.
Well, the prosecution was smart because the one thing that's hard in these trials is, the jury might get wrapped up in the celebrity factor, especially in Massachusetts. He's a patriot. They might go, a patriot can never do that,
I just
blah, blah,
can't
blah.
imagine they would.
But when Kraft testifies against him, that equalizes.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
So now it's like, okay, well, here's another guy we love.
It was
saying,
literally like a
no.
Columbo episode because Kraft doesn't fuck around, and he's like, "Hey, what happened?"
No.
He's like, like, I wasn't there. I wasn't at the club when it happened. He's like, oh no, he's like, I was still at the club when it happened.
Right.
So don't worry. And then it goes, okay, when they're testifying, they're like, the club when the murder happened was closed.
That's
so
what
you lied to him.
Exactly. There's a timeline thing.
And
A bunch of lies came out because of timeline.
And did you like the prosecution had 131 witnesses over 39 days.
Yeah.
And that dream team.
Right.
What was the line you said from the Apollo couple maids from the Red Roof Inn?
Really? Yeah.
The dream
you outsmarted the jury of peers. 4 guys from Cornell outsmarted a maid from the Red Roof Inn.
So then after 39, a parade of people, one guy missing
He's a bad guy, man.
One day,
Yeah.
his defense used 1 day and 3 witnesses, and
Right.
then their big closing argument was he pulled. This is a Delaware thing, that famous Anne Marie Fahey thing. They just pulled. Oh well, he was there when he got murdered.
Oh, yeah.
but he was just a witness.
Right.
You have to prove he did it and not
Right,
one of
right,
the other
right.
two. And they're like, but you just.
You got to prove he pulled the trigger. No, there's the idiot. He's just a bad
But
news.
it's that attitude of entitlement where you can't get caught, and you're like, just tell him this then.
You want me to shoot this fucking guy in the eye? You know how many clubs I've been to with this fucking guy? You know how many times we've danced? You know how many conga lines I've started with this motherfucker?
That's fucking terrifying. I grew up with fucking people like that.
Well, listen, I'm ashamed to say in my area, we had people like that. You had people there were people that you just didn't sort of, really go. Well, there was kids I went to high school with where you go, I don't want to look at the guy. Like walking down the hall, you don't make eye contact with the guy.
Yeah. It's like that at the St. Augustine prep I went to in Richland, New Jersey.
Jesus Christ.
It might be.
I want to choke you. I was hanging out with my friends the other day, and we was talking about how we literally, we're like, we don't think we made it, but we're literally out, and we don't even know it. It's fucking.
Well, there's levels of it, but I mean, he was out.
On
But,
a basic level, we're out. On a very basic, not going back.
And look, you should be proud of yourself because that's hard.
God.
That's hard to do in and of itself.
It was like 3 people I know that was just in the news, and one of them was dead, and 2 of them shot him. I know all 3 of them. Fucking girl with all 3. That's fucked up.
Nice.
I was home for like a day, and you get all this fucking bad news. You're like, I'm going.
A kid I went to high school with just in Fort Lauderdale. My buddy sent me the news clipping. A kid I went to high school with used to call himself Lex Luthor. That's what.
Well, that's the problem
trust
right
this
there.
guy.
That's
I
the
trust
problem right
him.
there.
He's actually a funny kid.
He used to wear a cape and call himself Captain Fantastic. You're not going to believe what he did. I'm going to believe whatever he did.
This is
I'm going to believe
He
it.
was Lex Luthor, a master of crime. That's what he was. But he was married, and I haven't seen him in 25 years. But he was married, and he just blew his wife's head off.
Jesus
He's on death row in South Florida.
I mean, I can't fault the guy now.
I thought we were going to see him like rotating by trapped in a windshield or something.
Nah, you see, they got him. He was trying to get to Cuba, supposedly.
That's a good reference.
He's trying to get what was the reference? I'm sorry.
Trapped in a windshield, like they trapped him in that. And back. Yeah.
That wasn't-
Gino's an impressive human being.
It wasn't. It wasn't worth stopping.
Did you sit on that, Flippin?
It wasn't
4
worth.
weeks.
It wasn't worth stopping the show for.
No.
It's
But
stuck. It
Flippin
was
just
horrible.
nods, and then everyone
Where
looks
was
at
that?
me like,
That for a good show.
He knew it was bad. He knew it was fucking bad. He set you up for it. You let him just set you up, and I'm sitting there like he's setting you up. I see
well, I
it
think he
happen.
was being a little satirical.
Oh,
when he
it
did
was-
that.
Well, yeah, that's what he does.
That's little that keep him there. Ruin my
motherfucker
fucking
here.
party.
Wreck my fucking party. My party? I don't know. Some trail mix. And
Oh, I've never-
trail mix and low fucking grade scotch.
Hand me the Christian brother. It's gonna ruin my party.
Yeah. Wreck my fucking party. Come on, you feel strong? And the girls are all scared. Nothing's gonna happen. It's all right, honey.
Do the thing where she's talking about how good looking.
They're gonna beat me to death and stab me and put me in a car.
Do the bit where she's talking about how good looking Sammy Davis Jr. is. Just leave it
You
there.
condone that shit. You can see how a white girl could marry. Wait, whoa, what are you doing?
Easy, Henry. I'm just trying to make sure I'm not kissing. I'm not kissing
Easy.
that fucking King Cole over here.
You just leave it there.
He's very talented. You said that. Why don't you just leave it? Leave it at that. Okay, well, leave it alone. We understand these. You say stuff like that out loud, people get the wrong impression.
He's very talented.
You see,
When he does the voices of those celebrities, it's like the real people. Just dumb broads. Anyway, speaking of dumb broads, Britt McHenry. What a great piece of tape that is.
And now they're saying everyone on ESPN is just turning on her. They should fire her.
She's a slimy bitch.
Well, here's the thing. We've all had our cars towed, and you're in a shitty mood. But if you know you're on camera, that's where I lose sympathy. I really...
She said she's like, you're on camera. She said, I'm on TV.
No, she said you don't know what a camera is.
I've
I'm on
gotten
television.
people being angry before, but she was dumb to do that on camera.
I'm gonna fucking kill her.
Even if you're angry, you don't say that shit. You think it, but you don't say it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But
If I said what I was thinking right now,
You say it out loud.
I'd be working construction in Denmark.
And I would probably not be
in
here.
Denmark, you got a couple friends out there.
No, honestly, Britt McHenry is really that is a vile.
Yeah.
She's vile.
But that's what goes on ESPN.
She's ugly
They
inside.
just get hot chicks
Well,
to read a teleprompter.
I tweeted out. I said, "Yeah, ESPN. I could see why you banned me. You handle classy people so well.
Yeah,
fucking, she's making fun of the chick's teeth. Yeah, Britt, don't use those perfect teeth when you're blowing a guy for your next job.
So if Britt McHenry was hitting on you right now, you would be turned off.
Fuck the shit out of her. I'm more turned on. I'm more turned on.
I want you to
Say the
treat
fat
me,
pig thing. Say the fat pig
like a
thing.
toll booth collector.
When a chick does something awful, like the Tommy Lee video with Pam Anderson on the yacht when she's rolling the joint, she's doing something illegal. Yeah. Like a hot chick doing something illegal. It's the hottest thing I've ever seen. I'd have to mail her my orgasm.
Oh, sometimes
in the ass. I'd have to throw it at her.
Sometimes I'll masturbate to a black chick voting. I'm telling you, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, dude, I crank it out there.
I like to fuck a black chick while she's voting. Yeah, vote, you fucking motherfucker. Like people say, like if a chick is racist, it turns them off. Like, I mean, I wouldn't stay with the girl. I wouldn't give her that on. But I would help her burn a cross just to fuck her. I mean, I'm not proud of that, but I like when they do bad things.
Sure.
I like when they do bad things.
Yeah, when
Are
you make
like
her
that
beg
too,
and she
Gino?
yells "nigger, please," that's like a turnoff, right?
Well, yeah.
I think you're missing the point, Angel.
Yeah. I mean, but when Pam Anderson is rolling that joint, she's doing something.
Oh
illegal.
no! Well, then you get to the age we're at. We're in our 40s, and it's you need. You're not jerking off to Playboy anymore. You need the story. You need it to be bad. You need it to be wrong.
Do you feel that Chris? What do you think? Well, you're not that old yet, but do you feel that when you get older, you need more fucked up types of things to happen?
You never go backwards in porn.
Like
the porn that you've masturbated to, you never.
I go
I used to be.
I'm going backwards.
I used to be able to masturbate to pictures. No. I need video, and now it's just I need fucking.
What do you need? I'll be honest.
I need penetration. I need.
Bombshell tonight.
I need. Here's what I want you to do. Because you're going to do it anyway. Save that clip, and whenever I talk, and I say something remotely gay, just have me saying I need penetration. But
I need penetration.
A lot of people don't need penetration.
Penetration.
You don't
I need
that.
fucking penetration.
Do you need that in your porn? I like a story,
not
and I
really.
need to see them get naked. I
mean,
can't
don't need-
start them
Here's
naked.
Here's the thing. As you get older, like heterosexual porn is like even like some guys go, I like all lesbian porn. Well, the thing about heterosexual porn is that you have something to relate to. You know what I mean? You have a guy. You pretend you're the guy getting fucked. I don't know if I always need. I mean, porn now is just on another level. And they've stopped being creative with the titles. At this point, they're just fat fucking tits get fucked by a guy.
I didn't call Plumber.
Chris, what do you mean you're going backwards?
Yeah,
I'm just going. I've ran the gambit by the time.
so you're starting over. You've made it to the end of the
I've
internet,
jumped-
and you're starting
I
over.
went all the way from the bottom to. I jumped all the way back to groping porn because I was like, let's try something new.
But that's something new, though. That's still something
groping
new.
porn?
What's the bottom? Like horses? Fucking what? Are you doing?
That's the top
No,
part.
I couldn't fuck with the animal shit. I tried it once when I was like, this is too. Fucking dude. I try. I watch fucking everything.
Even with animal porn, I need penetration.
I mean,
do.
no matter what I need, I don't. Most
I can't
times,
just look at a horse dick. I need penetration.
I need the horse dick to be inside you.
I've dropped all the way back down to fucking a plot line. I've dropped down to a plot line. I've never wanted a plot before. Now I'm kind of like, let's
You
go
need
with
the
plot.
story.
I don't need the story,
You
but
need the
I can
story.
prefer
If I'm going
story
to watch
than-
bestiality porn, I need a really good cameraman because at some point, if the chick's not in frame, I'm just jerking off to a horse.
Again.
This is right or wrong.
And here's what I don't need.
I've jerked off to horses at Belmont when they've won them.
I don't want comedy in my porn. Have you ever, like, you're watching that,
No.
they trying to a
No,
funny
they,
hold on.
sometimes they do try to make a little.
I don't like
show.
they hate that.
I don't like the intentional ones.
But when
I
a
like
chick
amateur.
isn't funny, it turns me on too.
I like amateur. I like extremely amateur porn, fucking cell
No.
phone style. Yeah, that shit. Oh, I like it nice and grainy. The grainier, the better.
No, I like it really well produced.
If I can make out your face, I don't really want to see it. I don't want this. I want this shit to be pixelated.
See if I send you any more videos.
what you got?
I'm
I'll tell you if
grateful.
it's
That's
good.
something I love when a chick isn't funny. I love when
What do
a
you
hot
mean?
chick says a joke and it's not
Oh,
funny.
not in
That turns
porn,
me
in
on.
real life?
But she thinks she's funny.
Oh.
I jerk off so much. Like Chelsea Handler's like so unfunny. I just want to fuck her.
Chelsea is a dickhead.
A combination of nice tits and unfunny.
That sounds good.
Does she even have a show now?
I don't know. Who cares?
She's just showing it too.
She's no.
Sick of reading about her parties with Jennifer Aniston.
She's no David Cross. Love that guy.
Well, you're a big David Cross fan.
One of the two.
Again, the Aaron Hernandez thing. Really, I'm gonna have Dan on because it is the most fascinating story you'll ever hear in your life. He is as crazy as it comes, man.
Yeah,
And some people can't understand it. He just wants to more than an athlete. There's something in his head where more than an athlete, he wants to be a gangster.
Yeah.
That's it. He wants to be infamous. He's going to die in a cell half the size of this kitchen. It's going to be a footnote. He's a young, healthy guy. He'll probably if he lasts in a joint and they don't do a Jeffrey Dahmer on him where the guards look away for 2 seconds and the guy takes a lead pipe to his head.
But they probably will respect him and they're like, that guy's a cold-blooded killer. They don't hate guys
Or
like that,
they
do
might just hate him because
he's
he's
the whitest guy you know.
hate him
Fucking
because he's a
terrible.
celebrity. But, you never know. But like 60 years from now, he might just be a footnote. Like, however, what technology is 60 years from now, you wake up and a laser shows you the news as soon as you wake up, and it's like Aaron Hernandez, who used to play. It'll be a footnote real quick.
Yeah.
Died 60 years ago. He was on trial, and he'll just be forgotten. When he could have had Tom Brady's life. It's crazy. It's crazy. And he's got a kid. What's going to happen to that fucking kid now?
Same thing that happens to all the rest of the kids with locked up dads.
They're going to get on my podcast.
You got good hustle. That's good hustle.
I set you up. I was hoping somebody took the shot. I was
Talking
like,
about Gino's father. Not you.
Farmer, Rosenhagen.
Hey, we're Italian. We're no stranger to the joint either. Calm down. So that's it. Aaron Hernandez, good luck. Have fun, man. It was good knowing you. But still, they're going to drag him out. He can't go to state prison yet because he has to stay in jail because they're going to ship him to Boston now for 2 other murders. The next is 2 murders in a
Now,
club he's up for.
can he be given the death penalty for the other 2? Or is this just-
Massachusetts does not have the death penalty.
So
is that true, Dan? Unless there's a federal charge. Are any of these federal charges? I don't think they are.
I don't feel like this is death penalty worth either. I feel like he just should be in jail. Like he didn't really.
Is it
do
worth the death penalty or is it death
No,
penalty
you have
worthy?
you
Yeah,
have
it's not
to
death
solve
penalty worthy,
like
you
the
piece of
justice system has to solve the murders.
Yeah.
So they gotta if he's the suspect, he has to be on trial.
But then he's got nothing to lose. It's just another life sentence. He's not getting out. And
no, he's done. He's done now.
It's like he's done.
He's done.
He can't get killed and he can't get out.
He's done now.
And they kind of give him that option. You might as well just admit to it and fucking speedy trial, get it done with.
Yeah, but maybe he's comfortable in jail. He could delay going to state prison for another 4 years.
He's one of those.
I mean, that's what he
motherfuckers.
could do. You know,
He got that look in his
wow.
eyes where he just one of those people who like, I can live that. I can do this.
It's
I can
funny.
do that.
The other thing Dan Wetzel told me, the dynamic between him, he had his own, like the same guard took care of him every day.
So they're buddies.
And before he was convicted, you're innocent till proven guilty. They had kind of a friendly relationship where the guard would like giggle with him and stuff and wouldn't cuff them until they were out. So you know what I mean? Like doing a. As soon as that judge says, as soon as that jury says guilty and the judge sentences him, now you have no rights.
You're a murderer.
And Wetzel said the dynamic between the guard and Hernandez changed so much. Hernandez tried to get up. The guard said no. Like now, all of a sudden, like you don't have a right to stand up anymore. And he put the cuffs on him and scowled at him. And now it's like they have a different role. Now you're my prisoner. You know, it's like
Well, she should. Fuck him.
well, yeah.
Fuck him. You kill somebody.
The guy ruined lives. When you see Odin Lloyd's mom talking, you're gonna go, I can't feel bad for Aaron Hernandez. You know, that woman's life is ruined. You know,
dude. And the funniest part, well, not the funny. This just shows how they think they can get away with anything. His fiance,
right,
baby mama, whatever.
Yeah, well, you know, that she under duress.
They said he asked her to throw out a box.
Got rid of the gun. Probably got.
And
rid
when
of the
she
gun.
went to throw out the box, they said it was 40 pounds and she couldn't lift it. And they said, what was in it? And she said, I didn't look. I just threw it out. If you look at a box and you think it's light and you go to pick it up and you're like, what the? Don't you say, what the fuck?
No,
well, maybe.
No,
no. Maybe, but if you're dating a guy like that, maybe you don't look in the box.
Let me tell you something.
Oh my
Might be
God,
Odin Lloyd's head.
Yeah, exactly.
If I'm dating a guy like that, I'm probably going, I didn't look, and I don't care.
I never thought of it like that. You're exactly
It's
right.
crazy, but me and my wife was actually just talking about it the other day, how you grow up in a shitty neighborhood, you just learn, women just learn, like, no, if he said don't ask a question, you don't ask a fucking question.
Yeah.
You shut the fuck up and you move on because
That's
you
when
don't
women used to be women.
Women's.
You know who O.J. Simpson's bitch was? The Kardashian father. That was his woman. That was his woman that got rid of the knife for him.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, that's right.
He was a good bitch though.
Excited for the
That's
big
right,
Belinda?
Kim. Your father was O.J.'s bitch.
Excited for the big Belinda Jenner interview on Friday?
No, I didn't see that.
It's
I'm straight. I haven't seen that.
It's coming up on Friday.
What is?
They're going to interview Bruce Jenner.
Who is?
Yeah.
ABC. I think Barbara Walters, right?
Who's interviewing this dick?
No, they took her out of mothballs for this? No, it's not her, right?
I saw it on TV with no sound. I'm pretty sure that's what it
It's
said.
Walters?
I might have
I
been
would
the
watch
Walters.
it.
Well, here's the question. Does he have a pussy yet? Has he gotten a pussy? No, he still has a cock? Does he have tits?
I don't know.
We need to see the interview.
All right, I'm sorry.
excited
I
for
just
the
want to know.
interview.
I don't know.
Spoiler alert.
I'm sorry. Coming up, does Bruce have a pussy yet? Did he save his
I
cock?
thought a bombshell tonight was coming. I was excited.
Bombshell tonight.
He needs penetration.
Well, he's going to get it.
Yeah.
No, he says he's going to keep dating.
Oh, it's
chicks.
Diane Sawyer. I just remembered.
Of course it's
Diane
Diane.
Sawyer.
I just remembered as though Dan Filato held up a piece of paper that said Diane Sawyer.
Barbara Walters.
Bombshell tonight.
Barbara Walters is dribbling
late.
in her fucking oatmeal.
I love Barbara.
Well, I love Barbara Walters. 1972. I love her. Yeah, something else Britt McHenry said is lose some weight, baby girl, to that chick.
Baby girl.
So
Lose
she's
some
making
weight,
fun of the
baby
broad's
girl.
weight, her teeth.
Yeah.
Let's hear some of that. Let's hear some of Britt
Yeah.
McHenry.
Let's listen to someone who has no, talent as a sportscaster, but she's hot and you can put her in front of a microphone
Yeah, well.
and people will watch because you're all fucking stupid.
Yeah. Thank you, Gino.
You're welcome. You want a forecast? It's going to be cold. It's going to be gray. It's going to last the rest of your life.
I'm in the news, sweetheart. I will fucking sue this place.
Okay, that's fine, and I'll play your videos, so careful. I'll play the video.
That's why I have a degree in media. I wouldn't work in a slumdog place like this. It makes best to call even being here.
Well, let's get you out of here quickly.
Yep, that's all you care about is just taking people's money.
Yeah.
With no education. No skill set. Just want to clarify that. Do you feel good about your job? So I could be a college dropout and do the same thing? Whack a drug with brain and you don't?
Vile cunt.
Would you?
Shut it off for a second. It's not that great. We get the idea. But I'm just saying, is there any picture anywhere of what the chick she's talking to looks like?
Yeah. Actually.
What does she look like?
Yeah,
Ray
exactly.
Nitschke?
Exactly.
That's a shame.
Imagine if I shaved a little bit. But Stern's buddy, Kid Chris, I saw it on Facebook.
Yeah, I love Kid.
They're doing a Kickstarter to send that woman money.
Oh, yeah, good.
Isn't that great?
That's funny.
There's better people to send money to. How about
Yeah, I know.
how about a kid fucking freezing to death on the corner of 38th and 7th?
What about
I mean, this chick has a fucking.
Was that kid on TV?
But this chick has a fucking job. It's taking Britt McHenry's fucking money.
She's in a troll booth.
All right, Britt. Well, I hope to get rid of her.
The lady wasn't even that mean to her. She was like trying to.
She said, "I'll play your
you go,
video."
look at-
Oh, she's not that bad.
I would kind of fuck
She's
this
not
thing.
that
Come
bad.
on. That's a typical fat person crop.
No,
you get
No,
the face.
no. I think she's kind
Okay.
of.
Well, you see
Yeah, I
being
do the
expert
same
it,
thing on
Clifton.
Twitter with the comment. But yeah,
She's all right. She's fuckable.
Oh, please. For us, look at us.
I mean,
I'm talking about flipping when I
Flipping,
say
would you-
fuckable.
I would
Would
need
you
her to
fuck
be.
up-
I would need her to be penetrating a horse.
Thank you.
You wouldn't
All
know
right,
anymore.
well, yeah, but it's a shame that Britt McHenry is side by side. There's no, you don't. Even
I mean,
look,
yeah, I mean-
you don't even look at the other one.
In comparison.
She is hot. All right, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back. Mitch Williams, former Philly, and a friend of mine, a good man, a fan of comedy.
I think the Blue Jays gave him the MVP in '93.
Joe Carter. Bombshell tonight. Mitch Williams, I love Mitch, and he's going to come on. He's an MLB Network guy, and he's a friend of the show, and he's going to talk A-Rod and a bunch of baseball
He's
stuff.
having a great year, right?
It's April. It's coming.
I'm just saying.
It's April. Jesus.
I'm trying to tease it.
He's batting .310. He'll be hitting 220 May 8th. Don't
You
worry
just say
about
you're
it.
trying to tease it.
Trying to tease it.
He'll be
Come up with
hitting,
a break
trying to
teaser.
tease it.
he'll be hitting 220 May 8th. I
Trying to tease
guarantee it.
When we're back, why A-Rod's having the best year of the Yankees
Mitch
so far.
Wood-
He's having the best year.
Mitch Williams when we get back.
All the heavy lifting for you.
We ready?
Yeah.
All right, Mitch.
Artie, what's up, brother?
How you doing?
I feel like $10.
Get ready to feel like $5, baby. We'll start this in a second.
All right.
Thanks for doing this, brother.
No problem.
Hey, welcome back to the most unsuccessful podcast in the history of broadcasting. We've run the numbers. It is true. We're back with Gino Bisconti and Chris Cotton, James Flippin, Dan Filato on the phone.
Big part of that worst podcast, me and
You are.
Chris, thank you.
It was second worst till you got here and put us right in the basement.
Thank you. But it's under the bottom.
My guest is a great guy, man. Guy's guy, funny guy, former major leaguer, the wild thing. I'm here with two Philly guys. They'll love him. The great Mitch Williams is on my phone. Mitch, what's up, buddy?
Mitch.
Well, first of all, if you're in the basement, we can take this further down.
We found a trap door, Mitch.
Yeah, I'm making some phone calls. What?
Have a boy.
What? So now listen. I'm interested. You're getting roasted. Are you and Lenny Dykstra getting roasted soon?
Well, we are. Thursday night, there's a roast. If it's me against Lenny, it's going to make me look like a Harvard grad.
Now, is Lenny Dykstra batshit crazy? There's stories about cocaine abuse and felonies and jail time and bad car dealerships.
I can't speak to any of the drug-related accusations,
Of
but
course.
yes, he did go to prison.
So you're saying that might be a target for some jokes?
Oh, I don't even know if I'd go there. There's just so many areas in which to attack him that I don't even know that I would go there.
What?
If you get around to it, you could do the prison stuff. If you get that far down the list.
What would you attack, Mitch? What area would you concentrate on?
Honestly, Artie, he was probably the smartest baseball player I've ever known.
Okay.
And I'm saying that with all sincerity.
Well, let me just say this. You're a great guy, but a shitty roaster. I don't think that'll work.
Yeah, but I think the intellect came off with the uniform.
So off the field, he wasn't as smart as what you're saying.
No, he was the smartest ball player and the dumbest human I've ever met.
That's great. That's great.
Okay. Well, that's about as honest as I've heard.
He's never going to be involved. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know how he has money trouble. He has to be getting royalties from that Smarter Than a Fifth Grader show. I thought that was based on him.
I hope you're using these on Thursday night.
That's all
buddy.
good stuff.
That's great stuff.
That's great stuff. Well, Mitch, are you nervous about getting roasted? Is that something you wanted to do, or are you doing this as a favor? Why are you doing this?
Why do we all do things? Artie, they're writing us checks.
Oh, okay, money. You're doing it for well, that's a good question. I mean, logic defies why this podcast costs me $800 a week, so I don't know why I'm doing this. But I appreciate the fact that you're being honest and saying you're getting roasted for money. Is there anything they can't talk about? Would you be offended by any particular thing they brought up?
Not offended. There's certain things I can't talk about, obviously, right now because they're in a court of law. But...
Okay. Look, I've been there, man. I've told people, like, when I've been roasted, I say, look, I have some pending court dates.
It's like a roast meets an award show because they'll be reading out of sealed envelopes.
Right. Well, that's the whole thing. I was forced to file a couple of lawsuits, and I can't speak to those.
Right.
Obviously, because they're in the hands of the courts.
Right.
But I've been roasted for years, and it's been free.
Yeah, right. Okay, I hear you. So they're finally getting paid for it. Well, good for you. If anybody deserves some cash for that, it's you. And good luck with the lawsuits. Let's talk. Pete Rose got hired by Fox Sports. I don't know if we were discussing. Are you a pro Pete Rose guy? Like, what do you think of that whole situation?
You know what? There's two sides of it, Artie. I completely disagree with the fact that the hypocrisy that took place in not putting him in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
One entity has nothing to do with the other. Major League Baseball is completely separate from the Hall of Fame.
I agree.
Right. Entity. Mm-hmm. You cannot take away what the man did on the field.
Right.
However, that being said, Rule 21 has been in every locker room I've ever walked in since I'm 17 years old. You cannot bet on baseball.
Mm-hmm.
If you do, you're banned for life from the game. It's that simple. But should he be in the Hall of Fame? There is no question about that.
So what
Absolutely.
So what you're saying is, since the Hall of Fame's a separate entity, if he goes in the Hall of Fame, that doesn't violate being banned from baseball because one has nothing to do with the other.
Absolutely.
Right. Okay. Well, I agree. I mean, the guy, when you come up to the plate, your goal is to get a base hit. He did that more than any other person who ever lived, and that's you know.
I mean, I was on the Hall of Fame ballot, and I got the number of votes. I think it comes right below 1 in the numerical system.
Well, listen, maybe after the roast that'll be better because I think you're going to kill.
No, I'm off the ballot, Artie. When you don't get any votes, they don't even put you back on. I was actually shocked I was on the ballot. I was honestly honored that I was even on the ballot. So for me,
maybe they misspelled Bernie Williams.
Yeah, I might have been.
Well, that's happened before. But when you got on that is a kind of an honor, though, to get on the ballot. Was there any suspense? Did you have any sort of real hopes that you'd get some votes?
No.
Okay.
I looked at, honestly, when I got the letter, I was living in Texas on my ranch, and I got the letter, and I looked at my wife, and I said, oh, my God. I said, they actually put me on the ballot for the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I said, I got the same way in the Hall of Fame that every other American does, and that's with the ticket.
Yeah, well, it's a fascinating museum, and maybe we can go one day together.
Nice little field trip.
Yeah, we can go, Artie. I do have. I'm not in there.
Right.
But my bat and my hat are.
Oh, wow.
Well, we go look at that. Cooperstown's an odd town. I don't know if anybody's ever been there. It's like a town
middle of nowhere.
Well, it's trapped in time too. There's like a cobbler who works next door, and people churn butter. Don't you feel that way, Mitch? It's a little backwards. Have you been there to visit your hat and bat or not?
Oh yeah, I played in the Hall of Fame game in '86. That was my rookie year, and I was only 21 years old.
Jesus.
And we had some veteran players. They had a home run hitting contest, and we had a Sunday day game in Milwaukee, and one of the guys that was participating in the home run hitting contest, mine had gotten a little overserved the night before and actually swung and missed 4 times in the home run hitting contest. So it was comical.
Are we allowed to guess who that was?
No, because he's still bigger than me.
I think it was Kruk. It was Crucker.
No, Kruk, he's not. Well, wait. If we're going by height or we're going by overall girth.
Oh, you're going by height. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about Crucker.
Now, what about John Kruk? What kind of a guy was he like to play with? What kind of a teammate was he?
I'll put it this way. I've known him longer than I've known anybody in the game of baseball. We both signed. He signed in '81 with the Padres. I signed in '82. I was 17. I've known him since I'm 17 years old. He's one of my best friends in the world. I introduced him to his wife. My wife and I did. They grew up together. So I think me just being able to trick a woman into marrying Jake.
Why don't you have him on the podcast instead of us? This guy.
Well, listen, Mitch is always great. I want to know if you know any of these comics that are roasting you. I'm reading some of these people, and they're not exactly the biggest stars of the day. Do you know any of these guys? You know Joe Conklin, Dan Baker, Al Morganti, Joe Matarese?
I'm good friends with all of them.
Oh, you are?
Al Morganti is not a comic. He is a guy I worked with on the radio show here in Philly.
Oh, okay.
He's a hockey analyst. And, I mean, he lives right down the street from me, so if he says anything, I can burn his house down. But, no, they're all good people. Joe Matarese I actually met because I listened to Raw Dog.
Right.
All the time. And that's how I actually got onto your comedy. And I swear to you, I had to do a deal in Philly on CBS TV this morning, and I'm riding home, and who's on but Artie?
Really?
Artie, I grew up in Oregon. It is not Oregon.
And it's the Willamette, damn it. It's not the Willamette River. You tell him, Mitch.
What did I say?
Willamette.
They haven't gone anywhere.
Did I say Oregon in the bit I was doing? I don't even know what happened.
Yeah, you only said... I had some kid come up to me after the show and say, I met you in Oregon.
Oregon. All right. I'm sorry, Oregon.
Yeah, it's Oregon. I actually grew up there, so.
Yeah. What? Well, I mean, listen. It's an honor to be roasted. I have it. I think you learn a lot about yourself, but just try to keep a sense of humor. And remember, none of these guys have anything going on.
The thing about me, honestly, do you think they can say anything about me that hasn't already been said?
Yeah, I think you got to. I think a pro athlete has a thick skin, and I think you'll be fine.
No one takes himself less seriously than I do.
Right? No, I know. That's what I like about you. You got a great sense of humor, and you're a fan of comedy. I wish you luck that night. Let's talk about. Have you ever met A-Rod?
Yes, I did. I met him one time. Actually, you'll laugh at this, Artie. My title at the time with MGM Casinos was marketing executive.
Right, yeah.
Which meant that I played golf and ate dinner with whales.
Yeah, that's fun, man.
Yeah. And I met A-Rod when I was a marketing executive with MGM, and I'm kind of with you on him.
He's an asshole.
I didn't say that, but like I said, I'm kind of with you on him.
Oh, okay, well, that's where I am. So
You certainly didn't leap to his defense after he said asshole. There was a very long pause there, Mitch.
Now, were you paid to wine and dine him? Is he a whale? Was he a gambler?
No, he was just extremely arrogant.
Right. I mean, so you felt he was condescending towards even you, a fellow player?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry. I grew up... The way I grew up, we aspired to reach the poor demographic.
Right.
And I've never changed from who I was when I was a kid. And I've never been in awe of anybody. And I never expected anyone to be in awe of me. And I always treated people, I walk in a room, I'm just Joe Blow. That's how I've always looked at it.
Right.
And I don't understand people that just because of what they might have in their front pocket, money-wise, makes them think they're more special than anybody else.
Sure. And that's how he came off.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I've never been in awe of anybody, but again, I've never met Al Morganti.
Guy suffers a lot. He covers the Flyers.
Al is actually a great guy.
Okay.
He's been on a radio show that's the #1 sports talk radio show in Philly, the Angelo Cataldi Morning Show, for I can't even tell you how many years.
What do you think of Cataldi? Mitch, what do you think of Angelo Cataldi? That's that pause again. There's that pause again.
No, and I'm thinking how to phrase this because you work with what arguably could be the biggest radio genius in the history of radio.
He invented Wing Bowl, by the way.
Who did?
Right. Well,
I'll let Mitch talk.
I don't know what that is. Yeah.
Everybody knows I'm talking about Howard Stern.
Right.
Howard was a genius. Well, here in Philadelphia, Angelo Cataldi is the Howard Stern.
Well, I have to disagree because I believe the Howard Stern of Philly is actually Howard Stern.
Well, don't make me get in a verbal dartboard contest with you two, Artie.
Well, no, I would never do that. I mean,
Hey, I do have to say this, though. Anybody that has seen you, like in person,
yeah,
when we did that home run hitting contest,
right.
I have bifocals, and I can't see anything anymore. But I can honestly say to all your listeners, I have never been more shocked in my entire life than when I saw you hit a baseball.
That's right, man. I was an old county baseball player. Tell him.
Anybody that thinks Artie can't hit it, he can hit it. Now, it's going to have to be to the left center field fence for him to get a single.
Well, listen,
But
man.
he can hit.
Yeah, I know how to swing the bat, brother. I was, a prospect. That's not true. But
So you fall under. There's two terms for that. There's prospect and suspect.
I've been a suspect in plenty of things. Still am. But yeah, I had a LeBron Williams in me there. I lied. I wasn't a prospect. I've never been on a helicopter that crashed either. So, well, what do you think about the whole baseball thing now with a new wild card team getting into the playoffs? Do you think that's good for the game and everything like that?
Honestly, I do. 162 games. It's a long grind, and at the end of the year, if a wild card team is able to put together a run and run the table out and win the World Series, more power to them.
Right.
Because after 100 games, the body is shot. And I will say to the day I fall in my grave, steroids, all they did for the game was give players 62 extra games to put up numbers. That's it. It don't help you hit a slider.
Right.
Trust me.
But what it does do is gives you stamina. It makes you be able to, play better longer.
Exactly.
But that's a big thing.
At 100 games, your body's shot. It used to be you leave spring training as a hitter, and you're swinging a 35-inch, 34-ounce bat. Well, come August, you're a 34.5-inch, 32-ounce bat.
Right.
Those were the adjustments you used to have to make. And during the times of the PEDs, no adjustments were needed to be made because their bodies weren't breaking down.
Wow, that's interesting. So it does change the game a lot, though, man. I mean, think what you're saying there is interesting.
Well, trust me, you will never, as long as they keep drug testing in place,
right,
ever see 70 home runs hit again.
Right. And you're saying it's, in other words, Barry Bonds, when he was hitting all those home runs, he's really that good of a hitter. It's just the fact of the matter is the steroids helped him be that good of a hitter longer. That's all you're talking. That's all they could. Right.
The thing that aggravates me more than anything else is the list of 103 names that have not been released. Because trust me, steroids, there's 103 guys out there whose names haven't been mentioned that couldn't play dead in a Western.
Really? No kidding.
Yes. It does not improve your ability to hit a baseball. It improves the longevity of your ability to hit a baseball.
Okay, so in other words, if you suck, if you're a 240 hitter, all steroids are going to do is make you hit 240 the entire year.
Yeah, it's going to keep you above 220.
Exactly.
Right.
You're going to be able to maintain that 240 average. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Well, wait a minute. Now, wait
That's
a
a
minute.
great argument he's making.
No, it makes
a lot of sense.
It doesn't have. What about bat speed? There's that myth that it helps your bat speed. Is that not true?
What? Absolutely. Like I was saying, if you leave spring training, you're swinging a 35, 34, and you're able to have that bat speed in April, May, and June. Now you get into July, August, and September,
Right.
and you're able to maintain that bat speed with the same weighted bat, length bat. It didn't used to be that way. All the guys, when I came up, that weren't doing steroids, they had to adjust. They had to drop the length, the weight of the bat to maintain bat speed to make sure they were still able to catch up to a 99-mile-an-hour fastball, which I'm telling everybody right now, not everybody throws 99. This gun they're using today,
Really?
arm speed is God-given.
Yeah.
And over the last 15 years, God has not said, okay, we're going to give these guys more arm speed.
Right. That's
all it is.
That's interesting.
It's the gun. They pick the ball up. The gun now picks the ball up out of the hand.
Okay.
The gun that was used when I played picked the ball up as it crossed the plate.
Okay, so but as far as the steroid thing is concerned, I'm getting a hard read on. Should Barry Bonds be in the Hall of Fame or not?
I think Barry Bonds would have been a Hall of Famer regardless. The thing he didn't like, his ego would not allow Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire to get all the notoriety they were getting.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
Because Barry was the best player in the game.
I agree with that completely. But and in a way, you're saying you got to give him props because he's like, look, I'm playing a legitimate game here. You guys are just, especially McGuire, you're an animal that's juicing.
So it's ego.
Yeah,
so
and
it's
he's
all
like, watch
ego.
what I can do if I do these things. And he shattered it. So
I
when you
know,
look at it
but
like that, it
still-
almost makes it a valid argument. I love it, Mitch.
I mean, it makes a valid argument if you're an egotistical, crazy person. Yeah.
Hello? Hello?
I
Look,
guess so.
I played an A ball against all of them. Canseco, McGuire, Barry. Barry was Sammy Sosa. Sammy Sosa, when I signed, I was 6'2" and weighed 160. And I looked like the Hulk next to Sammy Sosa.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's how much he changed, huh?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that is white now.
And,
I
and
know.
Mark McGuire, when he came out of SC, he was a pitcher and a first baseman. He was 6'5", 225 pounds. He was just what I would call a big softie. Jose Canseco, same thing, rookie ball, 6'4", 175 pounds. 2 years later, 6'4", 6'5", 265.
Jesus.
I'm sorry, but that's health.
Yeah, I know. It's. I mean, look, you gain 40 pounds in your forehead. It's suspicious. But
Frank Gore.
well, listen, I'll leave.
Wait. Now that's another great quote from Lenny. When he went home after I believe it was the 1990 season at 165 pounds and came to spring training at 205. And they asked him about it, and only a way Lenny could state, he said, "Good vitamins, dude."
Good vitamins, dude. All right, listen, I'll leave you with this. I know you were a Cubby, and you're friends with Mark Grace. What do you think about them giving Chris Bryant Grace's number? It's a little too soon for that, I think.
I didn't realize it.
Yeah, Gracie he never got the credit, in my mind, that he deserved as a first baseman.
Right.
Gracie was awesome. I mean, you got Sean Dunston as your shortstop, and I'm throwing 97, and Sean's throwing about 108 from short, and Gracie's having to catch short hops. I actually, for the first time in my life, saw a grown man on a big league field take his glove off and shake his hand. Because it hurt so bad when he caught Sean's ball.
Wow, Dunston threw that hard, huh, man? Wow.
Forgot about
Sean was probably my favorite teammate ever.
Sean was.
Yes, only because if he walked, he sprinted to first base.
Right.
But what made him my favorite teammate ever was a game we were losing 13-1 in the 9th inning, and there was a ball hit up the middle, and Sean dove, laid out, fielded it, and threw the guy out at first base. And I said, that guy plays just for the pride of playing the game.
Now, I'm going to give you one chance to change that. Are you sure you're not saying he's your favorite black teammate ever?
No. No.
Okay, it's teammate. Okay, just checking. All right.
No. Sean, and I swear, Artie, I saw
Leon
him.
Durham was his favorite black teammate ever.
I saw him 2 years ago, and I just turned 50.
Right.
And I believe Sean's older than me. He has not aged a day.
Right.
Black don't crack.
It's
Black don't
unbelievable.
Well, listen, Sean Dunston was a Brooklyn kid, and he hit, I'll never forget this, because I was in high school when he was, I believe. And he hit, I think, in a Brooklyn high school, I think he hit 780. Jesus his senior year, I think he hit.
He hit 25 home runs his senior year in high school.
Yeah, he was a story in local news. He hit, I believe, 780 his senior year of high school. Well, that's good to hear. But Grace had 5 Gold Gloves. It would have been 6, but a stripper stole one from the house he lived in.
Look, Gracie and I did a lot of hanging out together.
Yeah.
Because both of our first wives got along really well because they were both of the same ilk.
Right.
Not good people.
I figured that. It sounds when you say both of your first wives hung out together.
Yeah. But I'll tell you this, with Sean, I have some of the funniest stories. You know, Andre Dawson might be the classiest person I've ever come across in all of professional sports.
Andre Dawson.
Awesome Dawson.
Well, Hawk was Sean's daddy, basically, with the Cubs.
Okay.
And every spring we had a meeting with the Players Association. Donald Pure would come in, and this was back in '89 when collusion was being decided and all that. And Donald Pure is up there. He meets with every club in the spring, and Sean keeps raising his hand. And finally, Donald Pure just goes, Sean, what is it? And Hawk sitting next to him keeps pulling his hand down. Well, Sean finally got it out, and he said, okay, so if Kirby Puckett goes free agent and no one signs him, is that conclusion?
God.
I like fell out of my chair. Hawk just dropped his head. But it was Sean to a T.
Well, listen, he's a shortstop. You guys, you play ball, but I mean,
he was awesome.
These stories are sports stories. Nothing beats those. And of course, Dan Filato lived with Mark Grace. Any stories about Dan you can tell us?
Dan Filato?
Yeah.
I'd have to know who he is.
Well, he claims to have known you. We just wanted to prove something. Okay. Listen, Mitch, thanks for coming on. You're always great. And good luck at the roast, okay?
Oh, thanks, buddy. I appreciate it.
Yeah, really. You're a good man. And listen, I hope some celebrities roast you later, another time. But these comics are working comics, and a lot of them are canceling VFW gigs to be at this.
Let me just tell you right now, Artie, they're in a battle of wits against me, unarmed.
Well, and the Dykstra story about the vitamins, I hope that comes up. Use that one. Mitch, thank you so much. Relax. I love you. I'll talk to you soon.
Take care, buddy.
Later on. You see, that proves... Dan, you told me you know Mitch Williams.
I do know Mitch Williams.
He said he doesn't know who you are.
He's joking.
No, he wasn't. Was he joking?
I don't know.
How do you think we got him on?
Yeah, but maybe you're just a producer he doesn't know.
No.
Flippin', do you think he knows him?
I don't. Is that mic on?
Yeah, it was on.
It was.
I don't know if that wasn't a very convincing. I don't think Mitch is that good of an actor. You know what I mean? He sounded.
Dan, I don't want to
sincere.
disappoint you. I don't think Mitch knows who you are.
He knows.
I don't want to disappoint Dan either.
How do you think we got him on?
You said I'm the producer of the Artie Lang Show. He said he's a fan of mine.
I shot him a text as well, so I don't know if that helped.
Does that disappoint you? I'm sorry.
No.
You don't care, right?
I don't care. I don't care.
I mean, you're not like a Brian Williams guy. You really live with Mark Grace, right, and everything?
Yeah.
Did you think Mitch Williams knew who you were?
No, he knows
You
who
would
I
have
am.
bet. So you think he was kidding when he said?
I think he was kidding. He was joking.
Wow, I just don't know. I'm just a charmer. Gino, be honest. Do you think Mitch was kidding?
I can't tell.
Why?
No, I don't know. I don't know because he was so from what he said there, it sounded like he didn't know him. But he
Right.
But
Chris, what do you think?
Ain't no, man. Dan ain't feeling me today anyway, so fuck it.
But,
Hey, no.
but I think these people meet so many people. I would think he knew him back then, but now he
But
just
Dan's
fucking
saying he's
forgets.
not. He's an insider. He knew him. He crashed. Dan said he
knows?
crashed it.
He would crash at our house.
That I wouldn't doubt at all.
Were you at the house?
When the God Squad wife would kick him out.
Oh, okay.
Dude,
I've
we
crashed
hang out
at
at
a
the
lot of
Comedy
houses,
Cellar. How many
yeah.
times have you worked with a guy like Louis C.K.? I've worked with him 5 or 6 times. He has no idea who I am.
Yeah, but you're not like a big.
Well, you're not
time
supposed
guy.
to.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm kidding. No, I bet Louis knows who you are.
I bet he would be like, "Oh yeah, I know him."
No,
but he doesn't know
I
me.
bet he knows
I
who
get
you
that.
are.
Oh, I know.
I bet he knows who you are.
I mean, you know Greer, right? That's good enough. Right?
Barnes? Who? I love Greer Barnes. I love drinking with Greer. All the guys I know, I like.
Well,
drinking
Greer's a
with.
guy who may at any given night might not know you.
Oh, Greer knows me. He's like, "Hey, Gino, let's do some whiskey."
I love Greer, but I think Louis knows you.
Okay, well, we'll
I disagree
Dan
with
told
that.
me he had dinner with Bonnie Bernstein, but then I found out that was true. So
I don't
Didn't
think
Bonnie
Louis-
Bernstein want to bang you or something? That's very illiterate.
not me. No.
okay.
She actually hated my guts.
Oh,
First time I met her, she wanted to kill me.
Oh.
She had a pilot on Spike TV, and I was with me and Sarah Goose were on, and we like ruined it. we're goofing on her on the show.
When are people going to learn
But
not to
then
put you
through
on their
Dan,
pilots?
well, then through Dan, Dan did know her and he got her on my show, and we've become friends.
I'd
it's
rather
always
know Bonnie Bernstein than Mitch Williams. No offense, Mitch.
But it's always hard when you think a celebrity knows you, and then you find out they don't.
Do you really think Mitch Williams is a celebrity?
Well, now you're
baseball
lashing
player.
out at him.
No, he's a baseball player.
He is in Toronto.
He's a celebrity. Of course, he's a celebrity. That's what a celebrity is. A Major League Baseball
I
player
would
is
be
a
much
celebrity.
more upset if Gino didn't know who I was. Then.
Unfortunately, I do know who you are, and I'm sorry for that. That's
A
the
Major
way
League
your life went.
Baseball player is the epitome of an American celebrity.
I think football's more of a celebrity than,
Well, Dan does know a lot of famous people.
but not Mitch Williams.
He knows
apparently.
people that are way more famous than Mitch Williams. That's why I don't think he's lying. That's why I think Dan. This is why I think I'm going to defend Dan here. Dan really knows really insanely famous people.
Right.
Okay. So that's why
Harry
I think
Shearer.
that's why I think he really thinks Mitch Williams knows who he is.
But I think-
in this case, I think Mitch, and maybe this is a diss on Mitch for maybe he's brain dead a little, or doesn't have a good memory, really doesn't remember Dan.
Well, think about Mitch when you hung out with Mitch Williams. Think about it. Way back in the 80s or late 90s.
88, 90,
He's
89.
been through so much shit, been
yeah.
through so many teams since then. That's what I mean. It's like, oh yeah, like I wouldn't doubt that he's sitting around now trying to think who you are, and he might. But in that moment, he's like, I'm locked in to doing all these jokes I wrote down about the
Right,
roast
okay.
and telling this story. It's like, I don't know who that is right now because that's not on my fucking sheet.
And he was worried that we might say something because he's suing MLB.
Are you named in the lawsuit?
Yes, are you?
No, maybe for some reason he can't mention it because you're.
Did
in
he
the
ask you to carry a 40-pound box that you didn't look inside? Speaking of 40-pound boxes, how's that wife of yours, Chris?
Jesus
That's
Christ.
just really too much.
That's
what?
that Chris. I mean, punch him in the face.
I'm not about punching
I
anymore.
met his wife. It's okay.
Wow.
You did me with my wife, didn't you?
Yeah, at the bar, she's
Let me
a
tell you
very
something.
nice
This is the kind of guy I am. If you punched him for that, I would say I didn't see anything.
You like Sagusa. I like that. You like
You're a little bored. You'd like a
look the
little
other way.
violence.
I
I
would
need a
call-
little facial penetration on that.
Filato's eye
I
tie.
like
He needs some penetration.
Look the other way.
Let it go.
Flippin's a Met fan. I can't vouch.
It's not like his wife listens to this fucking podcast.
What are
Relax.
you, by the way? What nationality are you?
Here we go.
Oh, like
White.
United Kingdom mutt, like Irish, English, Welsh.
Old school white.
He's like clannish.
That's how I like
He's
it.
a Mayflower. But so Dan, what about? Let me ask you this. What about you? Do you think? Are you pissed off that Chris Bryant has Mark Grace's number?
It's just odd to see somebody from the right-hand side of the plate with number 17. It's
Yeah.
just very odd for me. No, because they're never going to...
It's kind of soon.
You know, I don't know. That might be his Hall of Fame, is that if they retire his number. He had the most hits in the 90s. All
Mark
those-
Grace.
Yes.
Right. Sure. And that's what I mean. Like he's not.
Right.
He's not in the Hall of Fame. It's like you might say the Cubs. Like, all right,
If he
you
had
know.
played a year or two more and got to 3,000 hits, they offered him to be a DH. He didn't want to do it.
Of course, the Cubs can't do that. The minor league, the American League offered that, and
Speaking of, I had a problem. Like teams do that. Like you look at a pitcher like the Eoli. Dave Stieb was the guy that
he was a great pitcher.
Turned around the Toronto Blue Jays. Turned them around. Taught them they could be
a guy
winners.
you forget, but he was great.
Had the best breaking stuff of the 80s.
And a Yankee killer. That's right.
Yeah, of the 80s, and yet. A year later, they're giving his number. At least give it. And this is what I'm saying with Grace. Give it a few years. Although Grace has been a while. Same thing.
If he
and
won
then
a World
they retired
Series.
George Bell's number and not Dave Stieb's.
If they won a World Series with the Cubs, maybe he won it with another team.
Well, Stieb was on the Jays when they won the series.
Stieb was a pitcher. Yeah, I mean, if you're George Bell, you got to give it to Stieb. If based on George Bell, you got to give it to Stieb.
And he's just the perfect example, obviously, because you even get it. But you're a Yankee fan, so you know the.
No, I know he was a Yankee killer. I mean, I know Yankee killers better than I know Yankees.
Oh my God, Ken Caminiti was a Philly killer. But that's what I'm saying. Like, if I'm you, every time, because whenever I see a guy on the mound for Toronto, I'm like, you pieces of shit, and that's why I nodded at you.
Yeah.
I'm like, whenever you see him bound for, you're like, you fucking have you any loyal? You have fucking 98 other fucking 99 of you, and you can't fucking. Come on.
All right, let's wrap this up.
I don't know shit about baseball.
I know. Yeah. Well, that's evident. That's evident for Christ's sake. Gino, your plugs.
I will be in my apartment later tonight.
Do you guys want to do Rod?
Who?
Rod from Bayside?
Tomorrow we'll do
Okay,
it.
all right.
Just go to GinoBascani.com. I got gigs coming up. I'll be
Tomorrow
with Sal the stockbroker next week.
We got prank calls from Rod tomorrow. Okay, we'll plug it. Rod from Bayside, our prank call aficionado. We got prank calls.
I know prank calls. I don't know baseball.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna have prank calls. So what do you have? What are you working with, Sal?
Yes,
Is Sal doing stand-up? Oh, that's good.
I hope not, but he's on the show.
No, he's doing stand-up.
Me, him, and his buddy Landolfi. It's something in Jersey.
Where?
It's some softball benefit, but he texted me out of the blue. He's like, you want to...
Oh, that's good.
But to hang out with Sal and tell some jokes and have a drink...
Sal's a funny.
it's a fun fucking
Sal's
guy.
a funny guy. Well, tell Sal I said hi.
I certainly will, but go to my website, Gino Bascani. That's where everything is.
Okay, Cotton.
At Cotton215, Twitter, Instagram, CenterCityComedy.com.
What is it?
Comedy. CenterCityComedy.com.
Mumbledypeg.net.
Podcast. That's it. That's all I got.
Tomorrow, maybe I'll get Chris to punch Gino in the face.
I'm going to at least hit him in the ribs.
His wife's going to beat the shit out of me tonight, but that's...
Do it in here. Don't do it outside. 'Cause these yuppie fucks in this building, they'll rat you out. Me, I'll look the other way.
Two Sicilians are getting into it in the parking lot.
Flipping thanks. Great job. Tomorrow, Rod from Bayside calls. We'll look forward to that. Danny, thank you. Take care. Brush your hair. What do you need? Well, be honest.
I need penetration.